so this is new. So if you guys do want coins and want the best players in the game for the cheapest coins on the market, make sure to go to u7buy.com and use the discount code Vizeh for 5% off your total order. If you don't use the discount code, then I will cry. So enjoy the video. OP players. What do you think of when I say OP players? Maybe you've got memories, nightmares of an entire FIFA being destroyed in front of your very eyes and your entire mental psyche being damaged to its core because of this one single player. If you think that I'm over exaggerating this, trust me, I am not. Some players in this video may give you nice, happy nostalgia. Times that you used them and you absolutely demolish everyone. And then there's the times which they smash you 8-0 in the first half. It's a love-hate relationship. I mean, love it. But before we do start, make sure to smash a like button and also subscribe if you're new. We are 5k away from 200,000 subscribers. So if we can hit that, that'd be amazing. And also tell me down below in the comments, who do you think is the most OP player of all time? Of course, in this video, I'm going to be going FIFA by FIFA of trying to select the most OP player in each individual one. And trust me, this is gonna be hard because there's some OP players in some FIFAs I can never pick between, but we're gonna have to do it in this video. So feel free to play along with me down below in comments and tell me if you want to go through each FIFA with me as well. Feel free, be my guest, and I'm looking forward to see what you guys think. Am I wrong? Am I right? Let's get into it. Let's get into the most overpowered players in every FIFA. So in this video, I'm going to be going from FIFA 11 to FIFA 20. I'm not going to count FIFA 10 because I mean, personally, I didn't really play the game really at all, not much for Ultimate Team because you had to pay for it back then, so I didn't really play that much. All I know is that Mycon was an OP player back then a lot. I know Mycon, but I know that a lot of players back then was very, ridiculously, overstated. A lot of players were. So that year, let's just say Mycon and leave it there. So, FIFA 11 was the first FIFA with Ultimate Team that I've really started playing. When I look back onto it, I think of KSI, Omafemi Martins and people like that. I remember skill compilations all the time. Skills was so fun to do back in those days. Long shots was ridiculous to do back in those days as well. And also, just to clear some confusion of what do I mean by overpowered, means players that is way too good from what their stats suggest. So if you have a player with 70 shooting, they should not be banging out from 35 yards every time you shoot. If you have players with bog standard stats, but yet act like they're Lionel Messi and Ronaldo combined, this is what we're on about here. So now with that explained, before I get people in my comments saying, oh my god, where's Ronaldo? That's the reason why. So, FIFA 11, I'm going to go with, it's a tough one here, but I'm going to go with Giovanni. Giovanni is a silver Brazilian cam. And this guy he's broken. I'm going to play you guys these clips right now. And this guy is absolutely insane. The stats have no relevance to this guy's shooting ability. Long shots. You want long shots? You've got long shots. This guy's got the most insane long shots I've ever seen in any FIFA. And that is honestly, hand on heart, a true fact. Giovanni kind of came out of nowhere. I mean, look at his card stats. You think, wait, but it's just a normal, cam card from MLS. It's nothing special. 5-star skill moves, 4-star weak foot, okay? 81 shooting, haha, more like 108. 80 pace, but yet that makes no sense because he felt rapid. 77 dribbling, but yet it was one of the best skills in the game. This guy was genuinely better than 99% of gold cards that you face against. Honestly, the long shots, just long shots is this guy. If you want fun, then you have fun. This guy is literally everything that represents the skill community. So Brazilvers, this guy represents all that in one card. You got Giovanni, you got Jobson, you got Marlos, you got Marcial Azevedo, you got mad players, some mad silver Brazilian guys, which you would never think of, but yet they are insane. Let me remind you guys, this guy is 73 rated with an 81 shooting stat. 81 shooting, and he's doing this. Nah, bro, this card is broken. This card is overpowered. This card is literally, you could have a full gold team, a full, inform team, or whatever the team, and this guy will still be in there. So I'm going into FIFA 12, and this is when I really start knowing about FIFA, as a franchise, as an ultimate team. What players work with what formations work with what, how does it work out? And it's a tough one, man. Looking back at FIFA 12, I think of Neymar, I think of Agbon Lahore, I think of Inform Hatton Ben Arthur. What an insane card that was. Finesse OP, baby. But then, I've got to think about silver teams. Silver teams were still insane back in this FIFA. And I've got to look back at some of these cards, and I'm thinking, who was the most broken? I know that Pato was insane in this FIFA, but only one player represents this game the most, and it makes no sense how, but it's going to be Stefan El Shaarawy, or Shaarawy, however you say his name, it doesn't matter, okay? Look at this card. 81 pace, 79 dribbling, 70 shooting. 70 shooting. Okay. Let's play these clips, right? So, this guy is the most OP card back in FIFA 12. The reason why is because the stats that he has makes no sense to what he actually performs. He felt rapid. He had 5-star weak foot, 5-star skill moves. This guy was like, I don't know, like 20, 30k in the game, which was back then a lot of coins. And he just was in every single team, man, and I don't get it. If you played someone that wanted to do skills, they had Stefan El Shaarawy. They just did. It just is what you had to do. He wasn't even a 74 rated. It wasn't even the max rating of a silver card. It was a 73. That's what makes no sense to me, dude. This is such a fun card. Imagine the days with 5-star skills on Pato and Robinho and Zlatan Ibrahimovic, and I can't believe how insane this card is. Long shots, long shots, long shots. I mean, just look at these clips and how is this game just not here anymore? It makes me purely sad. It felt like you was on a level against everyone else with this silver card, and how that could happen, I don't know. I genuinely don't know. Him and Pato, no, like, good luck. You've done it. The game's done. The highlights from these cards just makes me purely sad, man. That I wish that it was still like this nowadays. But anyway, FIFA 12, Stefan El Shaarawy, what a card he is. Now onto FIFA 13. I'm not going to waste your time here. It's S1. I don't care. You can go through David Luiz, Dede, Felipe Santana. You can go through Emenike, Wellington, Royce. You can go through a lot of players that's OP as FIFA, right? You can go through a lot. But I don't care. S1. S1 ran the entire game. And again, let's look at his stats. Do you remember that S1 had 70 shooting? Do you remember that? Do you remember that S1 had 70 shooting? Yeah. If you played FIFA 13 and you remember using or playing against S1, keep that in mind. 75 dribbling and 70 shooting. It makes zero sense. Zero sense. This guy was maybe one of the most hated cards I've ever seen in any FIFA. At least if it was like someone big and like strong, then it would make sense that they win headers. But this guy won headers. And I don't get it. It was like 6 foot, so it wasn't the smallest player in the world, and it just genuinely was just ridiculous. Medium workers, however, he just made perfect through balls every time. He had 4-star weak foot, even though it felt like 5. He had 3-star skills. That's the only thing that made this card not perfect, is the fact he only had 3 stars. He didn't have 4-star skills. But let's be honest here, guys, you didn't even need that. He just demolished everyone. He outpaced everyone, and you stood no chance when you were facing him, and he actually won headers as well. So he's a perfect package other than skills. There's so many OP cards that can compete with this card. I mean, Ramirez as well. Ramirez was insane back in these days. There's so many, which I feel bad missing them out. I remember facing S1 from day 1 to day like 365. Like, you play this guy pretty much every day, no matter what stage of FIFA it is. I know there's like sort of Mikkel, he was insane. Di Natale was also incredible as well. Do not think I forgot about these guys. Hell no, these guys I remember to my core. But purely on who I faced the most in this FIFA, S1's up there. If it's not a Brazilian team, then it's S1. If it's not an S1, then it's Brazilian team. That's pretty much how it went. So 13 for me, S1, he runs the show. FIFA 14. It's a tough one, man. This is very, very tough. I'm just going to state some names here, which I feel like should be mentioned in this FIFA. So let's go with man like Balotelli, Jovetic, Benteke, Ibarbo, David Luiz, Samuel Eto'o, Yaya Toure, De Bruyne, Draxler. These players, Mandzukic, Aubameyang, Jackson Martinez, Eder. These are just some players on top of my head that I'm thinking of, which I remember using to the last of FIFA 14. I use these guys so much. I know these guys inside and out. However, I feel like it's my job as a human being to put this guy at the top of a FIFA, just purely because of the mark this guy left in the community for how many years. And that is going to be Victor Ibarbo. It's got to be this guy. It has to be. It must be this guy. Ibarbo was absolutely broken in every sense. He was fast. He can dribble. He had insane shot power, so every shot just went back top ins. He had great height as well. He was 6'2", so he can win headers as well. This guy I faced more than anyone else. It was really close between him and like Aubameyang. Very, very close, because I faced this guy a lot this year. Basically, he's a new S1 or a new Ibarbo. That's who he is. 75 heading was the biggest lie you'd ever see on any card. This guy had like 99 head. I remember playing games with people with Ronaldo, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, people like this, and yet they would still use Ibarbo, the king of sweat. The king of sweat. You buy this guy for cheap, man, for cheap. It was worth nothing. Nothing, bro. And he would do anything. Finesse shots, anything. And my God, this guy with 73 shooting is the biggest lie I've ever seen. So Ibarbo, he represents FIFA 14. Welcome to the club. Now we are into FIFA 15, where I think I've got my one which I'm going to pick here, and that is going to be for FIFA 15. I'm going with, it's Doumbia. It is Doumbia. Doumbia was a man that represented FIFA 15 for me in so many games. He had a Roma card, and he also had a CSKA Moscow card. So if you're gonna link him with Musa, then you can with the CSKA card. If you're gonna link it to any Serie A team, then you can with the Roma card. You remember the front three of Ibarbo, Gervinho, and Doumbia? Do you remember that? Because Ibarbo was also at Roma. Yes, Ibarbo could get an easy link to Doumbia. Do you even understand what we're on about right now, of how scary this is? And then it's part of Serie A, so you could have a midfield of Groin and Pogba, and you're done, mate. You're done. Other cards that I should mention in this countdown will be the likes of Emenike. He was also very good in this FIFA. Shikawi, in from Shikawi, was a bomb. Lacazette this year was incredible. I loved that Lacazette card. He was my daddy the entire year, but Doumbia always seemed to outshine him sometimes. Schürrle, Quadrado were also very good. Jackson, Martinez, Rodrigo, and do not forget the non-rare Zarate. This Zarate card was mad. And looking at his clips, Doumbia was just absolutely rapid. He went through anyone's defense, and I saw him very, very often this year. So I think if anyone could represent 15, I'll probably go with Doumbia. Doumbia was very, very high up there. So Doumbia, he is the winner of the most OP player in FIFA 15. Now, onto 16, and I don't know about this FIFA that well, I'll be honest. I had it, of course, but I didn't play it as much as other people. But one player I do remember like popping up a lot is one man by the name of Dijk. Dijk was 78 rated back in his FIFA, and I remember seeing him so often, and he just had the left foot of a god. I mean, 87 pace, 80 shooting, 87 dribbling. So I don't understand how those stats can represent onto a... I don't know how those stats can be onto a 78 rated card. I don't know how that happens, but never mind. With that rating, it was also relatively cheap in the FIFA. Like, not cheap, but it was relatively cheap, because when I think of other players, I think of Capablanca. I remember him being like insane at the start of FIFA. I don't know why, but he was so overused. So Capablanca was very high up there. He should also be in this countdown. Also, likes of Martial, I remember him being used a lot. But looking back on it, I think Dybala just takes it for me. It's either him or Capablanca for me, which I remember being used the most, which was a normal gold card. But I think because of the links, I'm gonna go with man like Dybala. Now onto FIFA 17, and this is very, very easy for me. Very easy. Now there's a lot, trust me, there's a lot of very OP players in FIFA. There's likes of Martial, Heung-min Son, Gabriel Jesus, likes of Kante as well, Dembele, Smalling, Eric Bailly, Luke Shaw. But one person was... oh god, one person was paramount in every single team, and that man goes by the name of Jack Butland. Jack Butland! You could have a full icon team, and yet he would still be the goalkeeper. Whatever team you think of, Jack Butland's a goalkeeper. Whatever team. And the reason why he's definitely by far the most OP is that, looking at his card, he's got normal stats. Like, he's got 81 diving, 85 reflexes, 83 handling, 70. Not even 80, 79 positioning. But yet this guy was the reason why I lost so many games in FIFA 17. Half my games was because he kept on saving shots, which I wish should never get saved. The reason why he's in is because he's so hated. Is that it's weird that when you play against him, it feels like a Team of the Year Neuer card, but yet when you play with him, it feels like Dave from down the road and pops in goal. He's still half pissed, just let him at it. He's got the legs to save every low driven. He's got the finesses, trying to do finesses top ins. He gets it. I don't know why, but he gets it. I just don't understand how this guy was in every single team possible. If you want to put an attacker as like the most OP, then sure thing Martial is probably the most OP because Martial was in every single team. So I agree with Martial. So Jack Butland is the most OP player back in FIFA 17. Now, on to 18, which I struggle on. I struggle at 18. And it's going to be quite a boring one, which I think you guys may find a bit dead. But I've got to pick him, and it is going to be Bakayoko. Bakayoko, for me, is the most OP player back in FIFA 18. Purely because he was, again, in everyone's team for pretty much the entire game as a CDM. He felt like Vizeh, but was like worth 2-3k. Now, other good shouts is likes of Inform, Alessandrini. He was also very good. Only issue is that he was used as a super sub most often than not. Also, likes of second Inform Lozano. His pace was unreal, but because of his links, he was again really a super sub. So just as a standard player, as you see all the time, I've got to put in Bakayoko. Like, I've seen more people use him than Kante this year. That's how OP he was. Bakayoko for me was in almost every single French team and every single BPL team you can think of. He was everywhere. He was absolutely everywhere, mate. This guy is like my dad. He's always holding me back. He's just always overused. Like, and he's always the best player on the other one's team. It's insane. He just controlled every midfield in pretty much every single FUT Champions game. So for that reason alone, Bakayoko is FIFA 18's most OP player. FIFA 19 is gonna be a tough one for me, and it may be, again, pretty boring, but I can't seem to really pick someone out. The issue with me, right, is that the more FIFAs we go up, the more that stats mean something. Therefore, players with like 80, 82 rated doesn't really make much of a difference past like Christmas, because by then there's so many more cards that's like out that they kind of become kind of pointless. I remember Dijk being a very good, Doumbia, Promes, Firmino was insane at one stage. But for this FIFA, I'm gonna have to break my rules of not picking someone that's too high rated. The only issue is that there's just no one that really brings out anything to me that was that OP, that was low enough rated. So I'm gonna have to go with Van Dijk for this. Van Dijk was in pretty much every single team in every mode of the game. No matter if it was World Final, Player of the Month, normal gold card. Even a normal gold card was insane. I've got to pick the normal gold card of Van Dijk here. So if you disagree, let me know. But honestly, no one else can really scream out to me that was used that much that wasn't already high rated. So Van Dijk is a man for me for FIFA 19. And yeah, let's get into FIFA 20. And now, guys, we are on to FIFA 20. We've made it, guys, to the current present day. And for me, FIFA 20 is going to be either Militao or Sissoko. Both 81 rated and both seen in pretty much every single team. But for me, if I've got to pick one of them to be the most OP, I'm gonna go with Militao, purely because he's in almost every single defense I see. He's also cheaper than Sissoko. Again, 81 defending. Are you sure about that? Oh, 81 defending. Are you sure? Are you sure? And also 81 physicals as well. I don't know how they've worked this out, guys. His pace, yeah, makes sense. Yo, he's got decent pace, so he should feel fast, but he's got way too good like defensive stats and defensive awareness to what his card actually says. He's always in the right place at the right time. It's insane. Militao and Lenglet, or Militao and Varane, or Militao and PK, you just always see it. And Militao's also linked with a Mendy all the time. And the way I see it, most pros still use him. Like, most pros use him above like a Varane sometimes. They just find him so good. So the fact that professional players still use Militao in their teams, even when they've got like millions of coins, says a lot about this card. So for me, I'm gonna go with Militao as the most OP player in FIFA 20. And guys, that is the countdown. Did I miss anyone out? Did I fail you guys? Let me know down below in the comments, guys. I'm sure I did somewhere. But this is the fairest way I could do it. I did this live on my stream as well, in terms of talking to them, seeing what they think, and we all agree to these kind of players. So hopefully we didn't let you down here. So if you guys did enjoy this video and enjoyed the nostalgia, then make sure to smash a like button and also subscribe if you're new. You're so close to 200k, guys. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. My name is Vizeh. I'll see you next time.
Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and